This is my Chunkman account. With a mere chunk in his possession and a dream in his heart, he began his quest to conquer the vast expanse of old-school RuneScape's landmass. He started his journey from humble beginnings in Lumbridge, but with an arsenal of custom tasks, he has faced and overcome countless challenges. His journey has taken him through the trials of total level grinding, epic quests, mysterious clues, and perilous encounters with fearsome bosses, all in order to unlock new chunks of land. Now halfway through the journey, the road ahead may be paved with even greater challenges, but with each obstacle overcome, he moves closer to his goal. So welcome to the second half of Chunkman DDK. Last episode we unlocked 3 landmass chunks for a total of 274 unlocked now. Our first chunk was unlocked by killing Spindle for the first time, another by killing the Nightmare for the first time, and the last one was by opening another 25 medium caskets for a total of 150 opened. Our map then expanded with a piece of the woods in Terranwin, the chunk just below Port Phasmatis, and a mountain ridge to the west of the outpost. Today we start off just after killing the Nightmare for the first time. After our first Nightmare KC, it's very unlikely that we go for 49 more to get to the 50 threshold, because at our first attempt we didn't even get enough contribution to get the kill credit. Also, we were using a lot of food, we don't have Sand-Q serums to remove the parasite. It's a very long trek to get back each time, so it's just annoying in general. On the other hand, what did we get is the combat task to kill the Nightmare once. So we are now at 61 and we would need 65 to complete another task. And that's why we're here. We're in the Abyssal Nexus, so we're going back to Sire. We're not going to do it the same way as we did previously, because in the comments of the video where I did the kill, and some people also contacted me saying that what I was doing was definitely not optimal, and we can actually disorient Sire by doing just 75 damage with our range setup, and then the tendrils will also go down. So with that knowledge, I really want to go back to Sire. I want to try this, and we could go just for the 49 more kills to get to 50 kill count, but for the combat tasks, if we go to Sire, there are actually a couple of them that should not be too difficult. So the first one is to kill Sire 20 times, so that's already 30 kills less. Then there's also one without getting hit by the external tentacles, so that's just some dodging, which should not pose a problem. Then the same thing, just not taking damage from any of the miasma pools. That's not difficult either. The they grew up too fast is never going to happen with the gear we have. We don't have the DPS to kill Sire pretty quickly, so this is a no-go. But with these 3 we already would get up to 64, and we could go to 50 to complete both tasks at the same time, so the kill count task and the combat tasks. But there's just one more where we need to do Perfect Sire, which is pretty much also just not getting any damage from the tentacles, the miasma pools, the explosion that happens, and just not get anything hit off prayer. So this should be perfectly doable to actually do it this way. So those 4 would get us up to 65. We only need 19 kills to actually do all of these 4. So let's see how this goes. I'm actually really interested in the method, and I'm just really happy that we don't have to do it in the method like we did last time. Oh, there we did the damage, so now we should be able to, yes. The tentacles are down. It's just a bit annoying to do the damage while dodging all of the spawns and all of those things, but okay, this seems to be working. Ah, come on. 11 HP and we die. It was also a bit of a shaky kill, but we know it's possible now. So that's the main gist I take from this. I will do one little adjustment though, and I will switch the crossbow to a normal short bow because I think the DPS is just going to be a little bit better. So let's go back, claim all our things that we lost, and let's try again. And we died again at 19 HP now. I'm fearing that with our gear we just don't have enough DPS, which is quite a shame because I really wanted to do more Sire with the new method, but I doubt this will be a possibility, so I think we should change plans now. With the inconsistency of killing Sire, it would have taken way too long to get to 20 KC, and if we get a couple more upgrades then maybe it would be a bit better to do. But for now, let's just do something else. There aren't actually that many options. We could go back to a lot of bosses, but most of the bosses we need to kill will either be extremely slow or extremely dangerous because some of them are in the wilderness and it's a Sunday at the moment, so definitely not a good time to do those. So I think our only option that's left is to do some medium clues again. We don't have any eclectic implings left from last time we tried to do 25 caskets, so we'll have to start from scratch. Let's go back to Puro catch probably until level 69 hunter. Then let's see how many caskets we can get with that. Hopefully that's enough for the 25 we need. And that's the first level, level 68. Okay. I thought I had clicked the bank and wasn't really paying attention and clicked the caskets and we opened it. We got a duplicate adamant plate body. Nothing else that's really interesting, but that's 151 caskets opened now. We have 14 more in the bank, so we need 10 more. We already have another clue, so this is going fairly good. And we still have 587 eclectic impling jars left over, and we aren't even close to 69 hunter yet. Little mistake here on opening it a bit prematurely, but let's continue with the clue hunting. And there we have them, the next 24 caskets, as we have already opened one. A quick summary of what we have. We have opened 151 medium caskets and we've already gotten 47 uniques. We pretty much got everything we ever would want from the treasure trails, except for all of the boots. I'm not really sure if spiked manacles are even better, but climbing boots are probably the worst, and then ranger boots probably the best, second to the wizard's boots. But let's see. 24 caskets. Let's hope to get at least one boot. Or unicorn mask. Okay. Oh, wait. That setup page was a new one, which means we finished the book, I think. Oh yes, the Holy Book. +5 prayer and a lot of defenses. And we can use it to bless holy symbols. Not sure if we'll actually use this. Let's continue with the opening. That's another adamant plate body. And there's a crier hat. And another headband. And an elegant piece. Okay, that's quite rare. Oh, another Armadillo page. I think that finishes that book as well. Yes, we now have the Book of Law, which is a +10 attack bonus to ranged. And 5 prayer. Is that actually better than our shield? Our shield is +6 ranged, while the book is +10. Okay. So this is now our best offhand for ranged training. And if we want defense, we still need to use the shield. And then the last two... Another poter. Okay. Nothing that interesting, although 2 books completed, that's always a good thing, but for the rest, nothing all that useful in the caskets. Either way, we did do the clues for a bit of upgrades, but for the other part, we did do the clues to get another chunk. So this is 175 medium treasure trails completed. Let's go and finish it on our spreadsheet, and then let's see if we can get a good chunk. A fairly quick but uneventful clue gathering. We have finished 175 medium clues. That was our 55th clue task and our 275th landmass chunk. And then back to our map. The last chunk we unlocked was the one just above Arandar, which is fairly useless. There's nothing here, and we have 2 more chunks that will be also fairly useless. But enough about those chunks. I just want to see what we are going to get as the next one. Let's pick a chunk. Oh, it's in the... Ooh, the observatory. We got a good one. We got a very, very good one, actually. I was going a little bit fast because I was thinking we're getting such shit luck in the last 10, 20, 30 chunks. I never expected something good to happen, actually. But the observatory is actually really good. There's at least 1 medium step here in the observatory itself, which I had to drop quite a lot of times. That's why I pretty much know it by heart. Then there's also a new fruit tree patch here, which is going to be amazing for our tree runs, our fruit tree runs. And there's also a hard clue step, I think just a little bit below over here. But of course, the main thing in this chunk is the observatory itself, and that observatory comes with another quest. And that's probably our next stop. I was already planning our next step just before we rolled the chunk. So we'll have to put those plans to rest for a bit, and let's do the observatory quest first. To actually get into the chunk, we need to unlock it, of course. So there we go. And now let's go to the quest start. Let's talk to the observatory professor at the little shack here, just next to the observatory with the broken bridge. So there seems to be something wrong there. The professor mentions that the observatory with the telescope is not working anymore, as some goblins have taken residence nearby and in the underground section, and the professor needs some supplies to actually fix it. So he starts by asking for 3 planks, which we have conveniently in our inventory, so let's give them to him. And then he requires a bronze bar, and then some molten glass for the lens. To actually make that lens with that molten glass, we need a mold, and apparently that was stolen by the goblins. So let's go and retrieve that. Here up on the hill we have some goblins, but let's go underground as they do not have what we need. There's a couple of chests here where we will have to look around for, so this might take a bit of time to find the lens. Not in this one, not in this one either, but we do find a kitchen key. Well, we have a kitchen key, so must be important, and this is the kitchen. So let's see if we can get in. Okay, we need to get rid of the guard first. Okay, let's prod him. Let's just... What? Level 42? Okay, I thought it was going to be like level 5 like these guys, but pretty darn leveled up goblin. There we go. Okay. The goblins have been using the lens mold to cook their stew on. I guess that's called thinking outside of the box. With the lens mold we should now be able to make the new lens for the telescope. So let's talk to the professor again. And there we have our molten glass back. We can put it into the lens mold. Apparently that works to make an observatory lens. The professor now has everything to fix the telescope and he went on ahead, and the only way to actually get to the observatory now is to go through the dungeon with all of the goblins, which they used to get to the observatory in the first place. In the meantime, the professor has fixed the telescope. He asks us to use the telescope and tell him what we see, so let's view. We see some nice stars, which corresponds to the Pisces constellation. He gave us some fish for the Pisces constellation and an uncut sapphire. And for our good work, our help in repairing the telescope, we get 2 quest points, 2250 crafting experience, and then the payment we already mentioned. A nice and fast quest, which we can now also finish on our dashboard. So let's go there and then let's see if we can get another chunk. A bit of an unexpected quest, but a very fast quest. This was the observatory quest. Completed. That was our 84th quest in total, and that unlocked our 276th landmass chunk. And then back to our map. The last chunk we unlocked was the observatory chunk. And while the quest gave us a quick way to unlock another chunk, this will be very useful in the future for our medium and hard clues. For the rest, we were pretty much looking for this chunk because we had everything unlocked around it, and it was one of the chunks that gave us something to do. The downside though is that this was again a solitary quest, just like we had with the previous 2 quests we did. So we are still hoping to get another good chunk right after this one. So let's see. 49 and 50 are looking very lonely here, together with 37. So let's hope we get one of those. Let's see. Let's pick a chunk. Ooh. Wait. Oh, the gnome ball field. That's actually amazing. That's so amazing. This does not only unlock a medium clue that's over here, I think there's even 2 here. But the one thing I am now thinking of is that we can now do the Grand 3 quest. So we did get to back, which is actually amazing. I just checked to see if we now have everything we need to do the Grand 3 quest, and we do. The only downside is that if we look to our map, we have the start point of the quest over here. The spirit tree is still locked, so we cannot go there via spirit tree, so we will have to use the hot air balloon each time we need to get back here, which is going to be a bit annoying, but I'm already very happy that we will be able to do the quest. So let's fly with August. And let's go to the start of the quest. We talk to King Narnote and he brings us under the Grand Tree to the actual roots of the tree, which are apparently magical and were made by mages. And the problem is that since a couple of months, the tree is getting sicker and sicker. The king wants us to find out what's actually happening and why this is happening. So he gave us a bark sample and a translation book, as we will need to talk to Hazelmere, one of the mages that made the Grand Tree, and he speaks in a particular tongue which we will need the translation book for, and we have the bark sample of the Grand Tree to show him. We talked to Hazelmere and he was not making much sense. We gave him the bark sample and he wrote down what he meant. This is all in a language we do not understand, but if we do the nitty-gritty with the translation book, it translates into "A man came to me with the king's seal. I gave the man the Konya rocks, and the Konya rocks will kill the tree." So that's probably what's happening to the Grand Tree. Now we need to go back to the king to inform him of that, but for that we need to go and use the balloon system again. So let's use our explorer's ring to get back to the Falador farm and then to Entrana. The king fears that someone has forged his king's seal and we need to retrieve those Draconia rocks as soon as possible. For that, we first of all need to inform the 3 guardians, and the easiest way is just to tell the chief 3 guardian, which is Glove, which lives a little bit further on. Glove was fairly hostile towards us, and he thinks humans have done this because they want to invade the gnome land. Let's go back to the king now that we have informed Glove. In the short amount of time we went to the king from Glove's house, Glove already arrested a human which had 3 Daconia rocks on him. That guy has been imprisoned, so let's talk to him to see what's going on. Charlie, the one that had the Daconia rocks, says that he was just doing the bidding of Glove, which sounds strange, but let's investigate Glove's house anyway. In the cupboard we can find Glove's journal. The journal is pretty much Glove ranting about humans, that they are killing gnomes and the gnomes do not suspect any danger from humans. So he's pretty much a ham member but then a gnome against humans. So pretty much the reverse thing. Okay, let's confront him with the journal and the accusations we got from Charlie. Well, accusing him wasn't a great idea. We've been arrested instead. The king has freed us from prison, and when we were talking to Charlie, actually, Charlie did not only get the Daconia rocks, he also made a very big payment to a ship worker on Karamja. So next up is going to the shipyard. Easiest way to the shipyard is via glider, otherwise we will have to walk there. And we have gotten permission from the king to use the glider, so that's an amazing transportation system we have unlocked now. When we try to open the gate, we are stopped by a shipyard worker. We'll just say Glove sent us, so that doesn't raise suspicion. They are asking for a password, and the password was given to us by Charlie, so that's an easy thing to give them. There we go, we can get in. And this also means we have unlocked a hard clue step. We could not get in here previously, but there's a hard clue step just here. So that's also another amazing unlock with this quest. Let's talk to the foreman to see what Glove was up to with that money he paid to these guys. The foreman doesn't really seem to trust us, and he's asking some shady questions about Glove. He's asking about his wife, but he has only a girlfriend, which is called Anita, so his wife is no longer with us. He asks for her favorite dish, and he was munching on a wormhole when we first went to him, so that's probably the answer. And then Anita is his current girlfriend. Now the foreman seems to trust us, so let's see what Glove was up to. The foreman says that Glove paid him a very big amount of money to make 30 battleships to attack Port Sarim and transport 300 gnomes. So he seems to be on the warpath against the humans. We also received a lumber order because making 30 battleships is not cheap on wood, and the foreman gave us a copy of the lumber order. Now time to go back to the 3 gnome strongholds, so let's go to the balloon system again. Even showing the king the lumber order, he is calling us mad, as Glove, his trusted chief 3 guardian, would never do this. So we'll have to maybe talk to Charlie again to see if he can give us another hint. Charlie mentions Glove has a chest, and the chest key he has left with his girlfriend, so Glove's girlfriend, not Charlie's girlfriend, and she lives on the western side of the Grand Tree. So let's pay her a visit. To be able to get to Anita's house, we need to unlock our newest chunk, and this is why this chunk was so important for this quest. There we go. Okay, that was really easy. We said we knew Glove and helping him with the entire situation here. And she said, hey, he left his key here, so have it and bring it back to him. So that's just what we wanted. There's the chest. Let's see what's in there. A scroll called Invasion Plans. Okay, that's very descriptive. Even with the invasion plans, the king still holds confidence in Glove. He had some other gnomes ransack the house, but they only found some twigs, so no actual proof that Glove is doing something wrong. But these twigs seem a bit strange, so let's see where they found those. We can find 4 pillars on the 2nd floor of Glove's apartment. And if we use the translation book, if we go to Tuzo, it means open. And we have the 4 letters for Tuzo, so let's try to use that on these pillars. And a trapdoor opens. Okay, let's have a look what's under there. Glove seems to be there. And wow, he is using the Draconia rocks to kill the tree. And that tree can then become 30 battleships. He brought a little friend to actually kill us before we can tell his plans to the king. So we will have to fight it. Good for us is that we have a nice safe spot, we have a spell and some magic gear on us. So that shouldn't take long to kill the black demon. There we go, 1 dead black demon. Let's now go through the caves, give the word to the king. What is happening? The king finally believes us with that secret passage and a lot of the Draconia rocks that have been found there. But the tree is still dying, so there must still be some Draconia rocks left, so let's search the roots until we find them all. Okay, first root we check and we already find one. Let's talk to the king and tell him the good news. And that's the end of the quest with giving him the good news that we have found that Draconia rock. We get 5 quest points, 18,400 attack experience, 7,900 agility experience and 2,150 magic experience. Which is a bit strange of a number, but okay. And we also get Gnome Glider access, which is going to be amazing for the account. We are at 147 total quest points now, 3 more. And we can actually have another block slot for Slayer. That's another quest completed with that amazing chunk. We have unlocked 2 hard clue steps, we have unlocked 2 medium clue steps, and then we have also unlocked the glider system. I'd say this was a very good chunk to have unlocked. But for now, we have completed the quest The Grand Tree. Let's go back to our spreadsheet, complete it over there, and let's see if we can get another good chunk. Another quest completed. The Grand Tree. Our 85th quest is now complete. And that brings us up to 277 total landmass chunks unlocked now. And then back to our map. The last chunk we unlocked was the chunk with the gnome ball fields and of course the house of Anita, which made it possible to do the quest. And now we have a possibility to unlock the Eagle's Peak, which would also be an amazing unlock, as that would also unlock the quest if we can get there. Not sure where the fairy ring is. It's probably this one. So we might have to unlock a few more chunks before we can actually get there. But let's see. We have rolled 2 good chunks in a row. Can we start a train and get another one? That's the question. Let's see. Pick a chunk. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is actually amazing. This is one of the best chunks we could have asked for. The last part of the ruins of Ulek mean that we can now do the quest, and that means if we can complete that quest, we can go to our first raid. And with that amazing chunk now unlocked, we know what to do next episode. Raiding on this account will be very interesting, and I wonder how far we can get with our limited gear and stats. But we'll have to find out next time. Don't forget to push that like button if you liked the episode. And for the rest, have a great day and see you next time.